What up, my people? This is Rob Lightborn coming at you. This is accountability day number 104. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's sticking to their goals and everything. Hope your week's going good. Mine is going on. My day is going okay today, actually. A lot of pain in my right shoulder today. Kind of woke up with this. It's something that keeps kind of recurring and everything. You know, some days I'll feel better. Some days I don't, but I'm here, so I'm glad about that. Hope everybody's doing good though, sticking to your goals, sticking to your plans, hitting on all cylinders as far as your schedule's going. Remember to make that schedule. That schedule is so important, and that's something I even have to remind myself of every day. Anytime I veer away from the schedule, it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. But yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm waiting to pick my son up from school and everything, and just been sitting here thinking about a lot of things. One thing that I want to talk to you about in particular is, you know, everybody wants a better tomorrow, a brighter tomorrow, a better situation than the one you're in now. I mean, even if you're in, you know, the best possible situation that you could be in today, if the opportunity for it to get better comes tomorrow, you know, I know that's something that most people are going to look at least, if nothing else. That's something I would definitely desire. But you always want to improve. You always want to get better. The only way that I know of to truly improve consistently is to constantly be making that plan for tomorrow. Even though tomorrow's never guaranteed for anybody, but making that plan for tomorrow, today. Taking today and looking ahead at the steps that you can improve on tomorrow and really going for it, you know, as far as in your planning. Then by the time tomorrow gets here, now it's just a matter of execution. I constantly reiterate that because anytime I do it personally, man, when I tell you I can get a few phenomenal days in a row just out of planning for one day. You know, if I plan for tomorrow, I know the next few days actually line up a lot better for me, financially, physically, whatever the case may be. As far as business goes, everything. Like, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. It's literally the best thing you can do for yourself. It's also a good way to get out of a depression funk. You know, when you're constantly thinking ahead, you have no time to focus on right now, whether things are good or especially when things are bad. So when you focus in on that next step, that go ahead, you're now devoting energy to something that is ahead of whatever your current circumstance is right now. But especially when your current circumstance is one that you're not happy with, or one where you're feeling stuck or in a slump, or whatever the case may be. So that would be the thing. One thing I was focusing on in particularly, though, is there's some things that, you know, you got summertime coming up and everything. There are some things that I want to get my son prepared for prior to this next school year coming up. And so I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, okay, I got a plan for something that I'm going to be doing on Saturday to start implementing some things that I do with him. I do a lot of personal instruction with him. And, you know, it all seems to work out well, to be honest. It all seems to work out well, you know, on my end. And his mother also does some things with him as well. But definitely on my end, I do a lot of structured planning, instruction, and education with him, to where by the time he's at school, like, a lot of the stuff that they're teaching, he's already advanced in. Things are second nature. That's the same type of attitude and the same type of thing you want to plan in just your everyday life. I mean, a lot of people run into problems because sometimes when you get introduced to any form of a new situation, whether it's a problem, whether it's something new to learn, whether it's anything that you just haven't experienced before, a lot of times it can be overwhelming, because it's just that. When you experience something new, you're devoting a lot of energy into just learning the concept, or learning what it is, or understanding what the situation is. No matter what the situation is, when it's new to you, there's a lot of energy that your mind devotes into just becoming used to it or becoming familiar with it. by the time you see it the second and third time or whatever, or by the time you are able to get into a groove as far as executing it, then it's a different situation, and you realize the situation isn't as big as you initially anticipated. So I try to practice that actually with everything. I really try to plan ahead, even for things. Anytime I get an idea, if I watch a movie, if I see somebody else going through something that I haven't gone through yet, I try to start to add that in some form of way into my regimen or into my life. So that way I'm never hit with something completely new to me. I try to introduce new things to myself consistently every day, and I really allow my mind to just wander when it comes to that. Like, okay, if I can imagine it, then I try to learn it. So that's something I try to do, and I try to add it to my planning every day. And, it works well when I stick to it. Now, it's funny, when I get the idea to do something and I don't jump on it, it's funny how pretty soon I'll encounter that situation and it'll be like, damn, I should have jumped up on that when I thought about it. So, yeah, it's just something for y'all to think about. Again, hopefully everything's going well for y'all. And, I'm sticking to this week. So far, it's still a little sporadic. I still don't have a steady schedule back on this yet, but I'll get back to it. But, that's it. God bless each and every one of you. Always respect time. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Peace.